Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Blue Maxima and I'm here checking out the English version of Toukiden 2. I've put 7 hours into this, just purely by accident. My save time is 7 hours and 1 minute. Just before we get into it, since I can't really come back out to this menu without going through a lot of effort, you can use that Toukiden 2 carryover demo save data pretty much as soon as you're done with all the story content. I think you can actually do it earlier, but I don't see why you would. You can also get bonuses from the Age of Demons or Kiwami. I just realized there's no space there, so apparently it's Toukiden, the Age of Demon Saw. I don't know who Demon Saw is, but he sounds like he's in a lot of pain. Yeah, don't let me get away with that one in the comments. Yeah, I didn't actually import my data from Toukiden 1 because I couldn't be bothered installing it on this 8 gig memory card, so yeah, you can also share your data for crossplay. And downloads just goes to the PSN, so we'll just hit continue. You can see my save game here, as I said, 7 hours, 1 minute. I'm on chapter 3 of, I believe there's 7, but there's also like 12 phases of multiplayer missions as well, so there's plenty of content. Hell, there's even a mode that I haven't even tried yet, just because, you know, 7 hours, it just feels like fate. It really does. Although, it's nice that there is a mode that I haven't tried yet, because it lets me know about how much the game's been patched, which is nice, because the game's gotten several patches in Japan since it came out in Japan. God, how long ago was it? It's probably been like at least a year. Maybe. I don't know. My perception of time is horrible by any standard, so we'll just pretend that I didn't really... whatever. So, here we are in Toukiden 2's hub town. You have a few places you can go from here. I've been through the first 2 areas. There's actually a fair bit that I really haven't gotten had a look at yet, but as you can see, there's a bunch of places I've gone and explored, and I'm about to unlock the 3rd part. Like, the story quest right now is literally go into the 3rd part and do whatever the hell you feel like, so I got nothing wrong with that. Hello, Mr. Tenko. Apparently I can give him a name. I didn't even realize he was standing here. I'll call him Tricky, like I did my like I did my dinosaur in Breath of the Wild. No, like I gave my horse. Good God! All right, here. You take food, and it can come with me, which I'll definitely let it come with me. Why not? I didn't even know that was a thing. All right. So there's a bunch of things you can do here. And I'd rather do them before we leave, so we're going to do them. Ooh. We can get our little Shiren the Wanderbot here to go out and look for stuff. Unfortunately, my success rate is very low right now, except for this one mission where apparently my success rate is success rate. Don't ask me why that's a thing. There's a few weird localization things going on here. I'm not entirely sure what the point is. You can also enhance him, but the materials are kind of hard to find. So, you know, I haven't really been able to get around to that just yet, unfortunately. Can also create a brain circuit, but again, I have to find stuff that I just haven't gotten around to finding yet, which will help you find different things. Kind of sucks, but oh well. Of course, you have the Forger. He can create your weapons for you of different elemental attacks and abilities like poison and paralyzation and stuff like that. You get things called multi-use stones, which will actually let you supplant any material in the weapon with one of the materials that you're missing, which is great, because it means that if you've got a weapon that you absolutely must have, well, you can get it right now. And of course, you can get every type of weapon there is in the game, with plenty of different kinds of different abilities, and it's great because there's an absolutely just ton of things to get right off the bat. Of course, you can reforge it all too to different weapons, which means different attacks, different amounts of dexterity, which means they're just easy to use in general. And you can... there's just a ton of course, different armors and weapons to find as well. You can get armor sets, and armor sets... I can't figure out if armor sets actually have use all the things in this set and get a bonus thing going on for them, but I do have a full set of the, one of the latest endgame, not so much endgame, but current area where I am game armors at the moment. And armors all have different stats as well, different kinds of elemental stats and all that too, and I'm just currently focusing on increasing defense, just because that's more convenient for me. I just like being more strong in general. These also cost different materials that you, materials that you have to find as a different sort of thing as well. But you can also... You see those ones with the hammer and 2 stars? There's a facility up in the top right, which I'm not going to show off, which will let you convert specific materials into other materials like that. So, yeah, there you go. So you can create lots of different weapons and armor. And it does actually change your look. So this is what I look like right now. Yes, I am ridiculous. Let me walk into my house. I'll be able to demonstrate it better. There you go. I look very ridiculous. If I come over here, that's my materials chest. Never mind. If I come here, I can change what it looks like as well, just to demonstrate that you do look different. So let's say I do this, and if I just hit next page, you can see that it changes my chest piece. So yeah, your stuff does actually change. Unfortunately, it doesn't change the fact that I look goddamn retarded, and this is no surprise to you if you've seen my stream, because I streamed the beginning of... Actually, I streamed the entire demo of this game, more or less. You can come here to see letters and see parts of the story as well, including the game's FMVs, which are absolutely lovely, but I won't waste time showing them. It's a bloody Koei Tecmo FMV. It looks great no matter what you do. You can come here to order food, which will give you bonuses when you go into the thing. And you can also do different kinds of prayers, and different kinds of prayers will either make it easier for you to upgrade Mitama or make Mitama. Find Mitama, sorry. And you can call your colleagues, but I have no idea what that does. And as you can see, I've got 3 preset colleagues already, so there's not much I can do about that. You can find quests from people that are hanging around, and we'll actually go and get this one up here just before we go, just so you can see what that's like. But right now, my bloody frame rate on my kit is dropping like crazy again. That's gonna piss me off, something royal. So I'm gonna go and fix that before I continue on, so I will return very shortly. Alright, I'm back. My kit was acting up again. It's because Fraps hates it for some reason, so what I've done is I've cut the frame rate to 30, which some people find kind of annoying, but at the same time, this game doesn't run much faster than 30 anyway. So, yeah, not really worth the effort. So, just before I really get into it, I'm going to go to my Mitama and I'll show you them, because they've changed the way they work in this one. In Toukiden 1, you had a main Mitama which gave you 3 abilities and your 4 main actions you could do in battle. And then the other 2 Mitama would just give you 3 abilities that you could swap out anytime you wanted. However, things work slightly differently this time. You do have a main weapon Mitama, which will change what set of abilities you've got here. I've taken a real liking to PLN, which lets you break a lot of parts easy. But there's attack, which means you just get stronger. There's healing, which means you can heal up your friends and yourself. You can even summon another Oni to help you out. You can use Taunt and Shield to distract people. Support, which I have no idea what this one does. Increases attack and defense, absorbs damage, nullifies all attacks, and lowers your health and ends when your health is empty. Bloody hell. Yeah, that would actually be useful. And of course, you got the Trickster. Warps across the battlefield, creates a dimensional rift. You've got all sorts of things you can do here, and that's for your main Mitama. And of course, you've also got the 3 boosts, and you can pick whichever 3 boosts you like. Well, of course, you have to upgrade your Mitama first, but you aren't actually limited in this one. You can upgrade your Mitama as much as you like right off the bat. But the thing is, some of your Mitama's abilities will actually require you to do specific things. So you do level it up and unlock them as you go on, but to actually upgrade the ability, you need to do your very specific things. So, for example, defeat an Oni while using Acrobat. Equip a spear and attack an Oni with a charge attack. So, you know, some Mitama will be more effective with certain things. Now you can pick a armor Mitama. So, an armor Mitama will give you an evasion skill. And these evasion skills can do specific things. They're the same across all the different things, I believe. All the different types of Mitama. So, PLN, cause an Oni instantly knocked before. Yeah. So, I've gone used to the attack, which prevents you from becoming incapacitated for a limited time, which is basically when you take your final hit, you will get, you'll be invincible for like 30 seconds, so you can heal up and all that, but yeah. So you can do this with all of these different kinds as you want, and then you've got your Demon Hand, which is new to this game, which will give you an active ability. So the one I've got right now, consume a portion of your health to add additional damage to each attack for a limited time. And of course, you've got all sorts of different things you can equip here as well. But there is also an extra boost you can get by matching the 3 types. So I've actually matched 3 HONs here, which gives me extra health right off the bat, which is nice. It's not much, but it works. So in the menu here, you can check your armor and your abilities. You can check all the quests you've got. There's a bunch of different kinds of quests you can get. Like obtain some silver grass, defeat a manhunter close to the fortress at night, which we might actually be able to do on the way there, just in case we can't actually find anything interesting on the way there. Stuff like that, pretty obvious. And duties, which are your main story quests. So there's also the encyclopedia, which will tell you everything about everything you've got here. And it's nice because this actually tells you like all your all its weaknesses and attributes and stuff like that. You can see all your what your different boosts are, all the material types, where all your things are and what items you'll get from them. You can see your inscriptions, which are new to this game, key terms, and a guidebook, which will tell you everything you need to know about all your different kinds of Mitama. And you've got gauntlets and just all your different weapon types are here. I'm currently using my personal favorite, as always, which is the chain and sickle, but I have plenty of different kinds of weapons so I can swap out when I need to. And of course, all this different stuff here is just basically a substitution for the manual, which I like very much. So you can come here and talk to this lady here, and she'll give you standalone missions, which I haven't done very many of. But these are basically things that'll just seal you inside a small area and require you to defeat all these things, and you can get all their items and stuff like that. It's nice. It's a nice quick way to get some materials and stuff like that. And you've also got ruins. Ruins are actually fairly new. And the ruins are basically survival challenges, more or less. Explore the ruins until you reach floor 5. After that, you'll be able to leave every 5 floors. So they're basically survival challenges, which is nice. Great way for defeating lots of Oni and just earning lots of materials. Unfortunately, there's nobody over here to actually talk to, unlike the previous game. Also, no like wisdom tree, and no there is the pool of purity down here, which you can access, and it'll yeah, it does actually purify your body so that you can spend longer in the danger zones, which are again also new to this game. Looks like I'm actually going to get a character event. There's a few of these, and your characters can develop an attraction to you. Oh dear. We appear to have gone in during the woman's time, and despite my ridiculous look, I am actually a man. That's bad. Oh dear. Well, it looks like... Well, do I get a bonus for that? I might. Wait for the game to load. Surprisingly long load time for such a simple thing. So, did I get anything? You're unable to enter the pool of purity, but do I keep my card? No, I do not. That's annoying. Okay. Oh, well. But you do get little bonuses from that and all that, so... Okay, let's just leave now. Away we go. My AI companions will join me shortly. Oh, there's Tricky. Hi, Tricky. Where are my mates? There they are. There's one of 3. Frame rate's taken a massive dip here, as you can see. The frame rate in this game is not great at the best of times. But oh well, let's move on. So, Toukiden 2's biggest claim to be an upgrade over the original is that it's open world this time. Is that quest still there? Nope, it's moved. That's unfortunate. Alright, let's go take care of that. The biggest claim to fame this time is that it's an open world. You've got a big area to explore, a few collectibles to find, like the runes, which will give you things to do, like, which won't give you things to do. They'll give you little story bits, and you've got these crests that you can find, and if you find them all, you'll get a reward for them. And of course, you can run across and fight all these different, smaller and larger monsters, like here's a bloody manhunter, for example. So let's fight the manhunter, because we're here, why not? So, there's this whole open world thing that the game's got going for it. I'm gonna... Oh, God. Better get right the hell away from that, and right the hell away from that, too. Ow. Knocked flat on my ass. That sounds right about correct. So, the game's got this whole open world thing going for it, but there are a bunch of small things that kind of just get in the way of it being more than necessary. For example, when you're fighting a big monster like this, it basically just gets stuck in this tiny area, and you have to... Well, you have to just fight it in this tiny area, and it won't chase you very far, and there's this whole barrier around the outside of the, just this general area, and if I leave it, I get screwed. So, I have to leave it, and I can't actually fight the thing. So, it means there's no real advantage of the open world being taken. Like, you're not going to be able to go across a massive cross-realm trek trying to fight these guys, which is unfortunate, because that would be really fun. There is multiple, like, fast travel points you can go to, but we haven't gone to them because, again, it's going to take some effort to actually, get to where we're going this time. I'm only fighting the Manhunter just as a quick demonstration, just in case you got bored by that first 20 minutes. But yeah, there are a couple of things like that where it just doesn't feel like they're utilizing the open world with the monster combat, which kind of sucks. There's also the quests that they give you. Most of the quests are just kind of annoying, where you just have to basically go do fetch quests for items that are out in the world somewhere. Which kind of sucks, really, because I could have seen it being some massive, really fun to do open world quests, but for the most part, it's just fetch quests. There are a couple of quests that you have to do that teach you, like, game mechanics, and sometimes they make you run around and, like, find people that are hidden and stuff like that, but really, it just, for the most part, there are some quests that are like, follow this trail, and you will get to find, and you will, you know, find something to take out at the end, but there aren't any real quests, at least so far in the first 7 hours, that I feel like really take advantage of this, and that kind of sucks. There are quests that you can do where, there was one that I was going to do, but for some reason, it disappeared, because probably because I took too long. But there are some quests which are basically, you find some hunters in the world, you help them out, and they come along and join you in your party, but once you've left the specific area, you lose them, which kind of sucks. But anyway, well, you know what, I'm actually not going to bother talking about the, I'm not going to bother talking about the combat, because I literally just won. But oh well. Oh, hello, Tricky, hi. Tricky's very happy. That's good. But yeah, I just managed to actually finish a quest, which is kind of neat. Oh well. Let's move on. So, we need to head... We're actually really close. You can set waypoints and destinations. I'm not entirely sure what the difference is, but destinations do show up on your radar thing going on. So, alright, hang on, if I just get rid of that. Now I just need to head southwest a little. And of course I can zoom this out here too. I can also give orders to my teammates. Depending on what you want them to do. You can just make them follow you around. You can make them all go on the attack, all aid, or you can do it individually, which is nice. So, away we go into the Age of War, which is one of the game's different areas. And we're gonna immediately come across a... We're gonna come across a Mitama, not a Mitama area, Otherworld area. And here's the problem with Otherworld areas. They suck. Because you have this thing in the top right here, which is basically a countdown. And if you spend too long in this area, you will die. That's just the long and short of it. You will get killed. You can purify yourself at specific points in order to buy more time. But yeah, until you actively go and progress the story far enough that you can run around these areas without penalty, you're kind of stuck here on a time limit. It's not really that big of a problem, not in the grand scheme of things. I mean, it does clock up slow enough that you are capable of coming and doing what you're meant to do, but whenever you've got like a story mission in this area, you basically just you'll basically just end up running straight into the area and then just going right back, which is annoying. I really do wish that they hadn't done this, just so I had more time to run around and do what I wanted in this area, but can't win them all, I guess. You do have a super sprint, which is nice because it helps you get around the area a lot faster. I actually have to find the tracks of the things that I'm here hunting, don't I? And the Jolux will be an interesting fight because I haven't fought it yet in this game. I think the Jolux was a it was part of Toukiden 1, wasn't it? I think it was. So you use the Eye of Truth, and it will actually let you find tracks. I'm going to turn that on just so I can see while I'm running here, but the problem is, doing both of these at once takes a massive amount of stamina, and you don't get your stamina back when you're in the Eye of Truth mode, which really sucks. Where is the track? I guess it's not here. I guess I just have to look around for it, which is annoying as sin, but alright. So, the actual wandering around and looking for stuff isn't too bad. It really just... When you're not focused on, like, doing quests and stuff like that, it does feel a lot like just wandering around the areas in Toukiden 1. Just, you have items lying on the ground, you have small bastards that are going to get in the way no matter what you do, so you have to just basically just take them out if you feel like it, but you don't have to if you don't want to, which is nice. You do have some new ways of navigating the field, though, and it took me a while to figure this out. So, for example, if you've got a cliff that's up really high that you can actively walk on, you can use the Demon Hand, and the Demon Hand is a new mechanic, which I'll get to when I'm actually in a decent enough fight. There we go. Demon Hand's great for navigating up cliffs and stuff like that, because it basically doubles as a movement tool, and you can also use it during combat to basically just throw yourself at the enemy. And we're actually about to come across a purification, it's not a purification stone, it's a stone of some kind, but it'll let us purify ourselves, so that'll be good for when we need it. And when we hold R over an enemy, we purify them, and when we purify them, we get part of their resources. That's how the materials work in this game. So we find the stone, this barrier stone, and it will summon forth a Carcinus, which is a relatively major enemy. It's a middle-sized enemy, so it means that I can actually spend some time talking about the combat now, for those of you who haven't played Toukiden 1. Toukiden, for those of you who don't know, is a game made by the people who made Dynasty Warriors, and to call it Dynasty Warriors' answer to Monster Hunter is relatively close to what you'll be dealing with here. The idea is you have a bunch of different weapons, and they all have a main attack combo on the square button, and they all have a heavy attack button, and they also all have a special ability button, which I'm going to use mine right now just for the purpose of demonstration. And they also have an ability on square and X, which is the hit in the way with the chain and sickle. That's all well and good, because it's every weapon has a bunch of different attacks, and they all play significantly differently from each other. It's great. Like, seriously, this time around, everything feels so different from each other. Like, using the bow and the rifle is way different in comparison to using the club and the gauntlets, and that's way different compared to using the shield and the sword and the dual knives, and they're all just really different from each other. My personal favorite new weapon in this game, they've added a few new weapons in this game called, my personal favorite though, is the Dark Blade? No, they call it the Blade something. But the idea is it can throw out knives, and you can use these knives to grapple onto the enemy. And you can also use these... Shit, I missed. You can also use these knives to deal extra damage with your circle attack button. So you have a bunch of different ways of going about things, and you do more damage to parts of the body that the knives are stuck in. Also, I'm actually really low in health. I should heal up. I really should... Well, it wasn't my choice not to bring along a healer here, but... Well, screw you, game. You can also use the Demon Hand. If you hold down the Demon Hand, you can use a massive smackdown attack, in which you can knock it over and take out an individual enemy part. You won't be able to see it on this one, but you'll be able to see the individual parts of an enemy on the Volus, or whatever the bloody hell it was called, if I can find its tracks. Chances are I won't be able to, and I'll have to double back and I'll have to find it. Oh shit. Well, I'm flat on my ass. Alright, up I get. I should be able to demonstrate how that works when we find a large enemy to fight. And we will be fighting a large one eventually. I'll try and show off a couple, but yeah. We beat him, we get... Ooh! Going on Ishikawa, that's certainly one to get. Alright, well... We could use a little bit of a purifying to give myself a little bit more time limit, so there we go. There's a quest down there. Might as well go see what it is. Might be a Tenko. But yeah, you can get quests from a ton of people. Yay, we actually have a quest point there, so we are pretty close to, oh dear. We are pretty close to our point, but if I hold my thing up here like this, yay, I can navigate the cliff, and I can come and talk to this quest thing. You can find chests and stuff around as well, which will let you, found a Mitama. Oh, that's actually a neat quest. I mean, sure, it's a fetch quest more than anything else, but actually having to go and find Miyamoto Musashi as a Mitama is pretty neat. But as I was saying, what was I saying? All the different weapons and stuff that you have to get, that you can get to fight with, are all really varied, and that's great. Like, seriously, if I get bored of playing with the chain and sickle, I can go to the Naginata, or I can go to the club, or I can go to the bow, or I can go to the rifle. There are all sorts of different kinds of weapons, and they all work really differently, and they all have their own different ways of playing, because all the different ways you can make them will result in different strategies. And of course, you can upgrade them in different ways, and you can reforge them, and it's ridiculous. Combine that with just the amount of Mitama and stuff that you can get. There's like 200-something Mitama in this game. Actually, can I show you how many there are? If I go to Mitama, then hit Display All. Yep, that's a ton of Mitama. So, I imagine that most of this game's content is actually post-game, just because of how much shit I haven't unlocked yet. But anyway, we're about to get into a fight with a big bastard. So, let's go and get into a fight with a big bastard. Actually, no, we're probably not. We're gonna have to look around for the tracks first, aren't we? No? Yes? Maybe? I can't see any tracks around here, and I can't see any bloody big bastard to fight either, which kind of sucks. Whoa. Well, that's a big enemy. Fuck it, let's kill him. So, this is a big enemy. Big enemies have separate parts, and while you can't knock off separate parts and, like, disable attacks or anything like that, it's how you earn different parts of the enemy. You can deal different amounts of damage to them, and you can just, yeah, you just focus on any specific parts if you like, but it is also relatively easy to knock out all the parts, especially if you're using the Mitama I have right now, which has all sorts of different parts and abilities to help me out with this. So, if I use my abilities right here, and of course they are all different across different Mitama, you can use them to your advantage. So for example, my current Mitama basically let me do more damage to only specific parts, and the triangle one means that as soon as I knock off a particular part, it will come off and it will immediately get recovered. I don't have to hold the R button like this to activate it like that. So, as you can see, the tail got knocked off and it automatically got purified, which is great if you're aiming for extra parts. I also have R and circle, which honestly I don't fucking remember in this one, but yeah. I do not remember it in the slightest. Ow. What does that do again? Well, I can actually go look it up in the encyclopedia because, you know, fantastic idea to do that while I'm in the middle of a fight. No, that's the wrong type. Jesus. Slayer abilities. No? Oni? No? Nope, I'm not gonna be able to bloody find it, am I? Shit. Oh well. But yeah, all your different things do something different, and it all equates to a specific playstyle. I really should learn to hit him way more often. It did not save me there. You can also dodge with the X button, but as you can tell, I don't fucking dodge. And we can use our exertion ability here. I'll use HP every time I hit this son of a bitch. If I can actually hit him for once. I also apparently knocked him over, which is certainly something. Well, I'm not actually going to land an attack on him with any respectable... Okay, well, I landed some attacks, and you can see that I'm losing health, which is certainly something. Not the best ability of that type. I should probably replace it. But yeah. So, the combat is really varied. I mean, every weapon has gotten a new attack or two in this one. Even the ones that were back all the way back in Toukiden 1. And it feels really well polished. The combat is basically the same as it was in Toukiden 1, but it just feels way more polished than it used to, which is great. I should heal up before I go down. But yeah, the combat feels really well polished and really enjoyable, just like it did back in Toukiden 1. I remember not liking this game very much when I first tried it. I don't know whether it's a result of me just basically being easier on it for whatever reason. I cannot say for sure. How the fuck did I miss that? I can't say for sure whether or not it was the fact that I did, they actively patched something to make it more enjoyable, or whether or not I just didn't like it that time for whatever reason, but they did a much better job with it this time. And I gotta admit, I am liking it way more than I did before. Oh, it's a Sky Shredder, okay. Well, he's got the half health, so he's got the horns. You know, mess with the ball and all that. With all the different kinds of weapons, and I will show off another kind of weapon for a second and third fight. Because I do not want this video to be like, I don't want this video to just be one just wandering around the overworld with just like one giant monster fight. And I will go back to base after this. I won't bother with the story quest. There is Japanese voice acting in this game, but I mean, it's Japanese voice acting. It sounds a lot like the Toukiden 1 voice acting. There's no English voice acting, just like Toukiden 1 as well. Shit. Arigato. The voice acting is perfectly fine though, there's nothing wrong with it. But there is a couple of things with the localization which are a bit weird. They do make a couple of grammatical errors. Like, even at the shopkeeper, he'll say, as his, you know, just as he's walking away, he'll have like 3 extra spaces where there shouldn't be. And as I already pointed out earlier in this video, there's a bloody thing on the main menu, which is a little odd. But yeah, I probably should have gone over there and revived my guy, but no, they took care of that. And of course, I can issue commands to them anytime I like. So yeah, it's really good. Like, don't get me wrong, there is a bunch of stuff around the outside that I don't like. Like, just the open world seems relatively unnecessary, and, well, actually, that's pretty much it, really. Like, 7 hours in, and that's pretty much the biggest thing complaint I've got about the game. Performance? Well, actually, yeah, that might be another complaint, too. For the most part, it holds around a stable 25-30 FPS, but sometimes it really can get low. And that kind of sucks, really. Just because these games tend to feel way better when you've got a decent frame rate going for them. But it's not that big of a deal. The game remains relatively stable, and I haven't. Oh Jesus. The game is just like, what's the word I use? It's playable, it's tolerable, it works well enough, and I don't feel like I'm actively playing a gimped version of the game playing this one instead of like the PlayStation 4 version, which will probably have like 60 frames a second going for it. The game does actually have, I wonder. Okay, alright, so I still stay alive, but I'm basically one hit from death after that expires. That's interesting. So, but yeah, I don't really have a... Oh god, I'm so close to death. This is not good. Alright, you die now. How close is he to dead? Very close. Alright. I do have a destroyer attack. Can I actually hit it this time? Well, I hit, but I didn't actually... Oh well, it got chopped off anyway. I'm good. So... that was a destroyer attack, and you also, destroyer attack destroys a part just straight away, like no questions asked. And there's also the blue meter on the left, which is different in this one. It actually, you use your demon hand, and it actually destroys a part right away as well, but it also knocks the monster flat on their ass, which is nice. Alright, free Stormtail, and I also get to suck up his body and get the materials from that as well. So, Sky Shredder Shell, anything else? Chest plate, cool. 700 Haku, that's nice. Alright, so I'm gonna heal up here. This will give me a few extra uses of my abilities, I think. Yes, it recharges all my abilities, so I get to hit recover a couple of times. There we go. Now let's head back to base. Unfortunately, I don't think there's a way to go straight back to base from here. If I was at a fast travel point, I probably could. Oh yeah, that. Okay, I can just go to that stone there, and they'll let me just zip right back to base, and I'll fight some different enemies with some different I'll fight different enemies with different weapons. This is a demonstration. I can explain what some of the weapons do. I haven't tried all of the weapons yet, but I've tried a significant amount of them. So, yeah. I can at least explain what some of them do. So let's go to this... Right, I have to go up on the cliff, don't I? Can I actually get up on this cliff from here? No, I don't think I can. You have to use the touchscreen to aim the demon's hand, which I kind of like just because of how, like, not so much how inaccurate it can... It's right there. Fuck. Pop in is a little bit of a problem. It's not too bad, but yeah, it can be a bit of a surprise at times. But as I was saying, what was I saying? Shit. Oh god, I really need to get a better memory for these videos. But yeah, performance isn't great, but it's fine. What did I say after that? Fuck me. Whatever. We'll just go and focus on we'll just go and do some single-player stuff. My items have been delivered to my chest. Very good. So let's go and change my weapon, which I can do over here, I believe. Yes. So I'll go change my weapon. That was a paralyzing sickle, which is very good. I can use a bow. I've got a Naginata, which is pretty neat, but the Naginata is it's another thing like the chain and sickle. It helps fly and stuff like that. The Tanagashima and the Enfield rifle are pretty cool. The sword and shield, the blaze whip, it's pretty similar to the thing as well, so I'll just leave that. I'll go a club. Do I have a club? I have a club, but I'm gonna go make a club because I don't have a higher end club. So, okay. I defeated the Manhunter for him, so yeah. He, Right, the lineup of items in the shop is increased. If you rescue merchants out in the field, I'll actually give you more items to work with here, which is nice. Okay, create a club. What can I create in the way of a club? I can create hexagonal punishment, or I can create the Verminor club, which is stronger. Okay, I will create that and I will equip it. So it's got earth and it's got plenty of damage on it, so that'll do just nicely. Alright, so let's go and do a quest over here. Just a nice quick standalone quest. I'll do a couple actually, just to show off some different weaponry. I'm retarded. Is the Carcinus a... I don't think the Carcinus is a large size. I know, I'll play, okay, I'll do the Succuwing, and then I'll come back and do this one with a different weapon as well. So you can pick your people this time, which is nice. I always pick someone who can heal, someone who can break off parts, and just someone who's long range. That generally works out pretty well for me. But you can pick whoever you like. And I'll show off the multiplayer functionality as a third part. Game's not actually out at the time of this video being recorded, obviously, so I can talk about it mainly because I actually played through the demo, which is nice. So I will talk about it now. Actually, the demo has full-on multiplayer functionality, which is neat. People who even own the full game can come back and play in your game if you want them to, which actually happened on stream, and we basically just wiped the floor with an early game monster with late game tech. It was kind of funny, actually. But yeah, it's the multiplayer works perfectly fine, basically. You can make lobbies, it's region free if you set the option, so you can play with anyone on the planet, which is great. You can do all sorts of stuff like that. It's perfectly fine. And I think it works. There might be a bit of lag depending on how much ping there is and stuff in relation to, what's the word I'm looking for? In relation to just, you know, ping and all that, where you can have trouble, just, like, keeping up with people if you're too far away, which is perfectly fine in my opinion. But yeah, as you can see, the club is very big and very slow. However, it does have the advantage in that if you hit directly with the tip, not only will you do more damage, but you will actually speed up. So you might notice that I'm actually swinging slightly faster now. And now I can swing even faster still, which is great, because it awards precision. And I also have different charge-up attacks, so I'll just hit you in the face like that, and I'll hit you in the face again, and then I'll just get knocked back and get hurt, unfortunately, but oh well. I'll just use all of them, because fuck it, why not? Shit. Didn't mean to do that. But yeah, as I said, weapons, entirely different, really do change the way you have to play the game. Like, the chain and sickle might have actually been a good idea for this monster, because, just purely because of, ow. Just purely because of how this monster flies around and all that. There are a ton of different kinds of monsters in this game, and they've brought back all the types from Kiwami, and there were a lot in Kiwami, so, and not to mention there are new ones, like the Sakyu Wing here, which, sounds horrible if you imagine Wing as, a Chinese lady, but yeah, so, yeah, as I was saying about the multiplayer, the netcode works fine unless you're playing with someone with high ping, and even then, it will still probably work fine, just, I was streaming at the time, so it may well have, like, been an issue with my internet more than anything else. But still, not that big of a deal. Works pretty damn well. The multiplayer and single-player missions, as in Toukiden 1, are separate, so you do have to go along the separate trees. However, they do give you the missions that you need to do in order to brain work with me here. They do tell you what missions you need to do in order to successfully move on to the next phase, basically just right off the bat, which is perfectly fine by me. And of course, there is a ton of content with, there's 7 chapters, 12 phases, tons of equipment and Mitama to find. Just all of that good shit. It's great. Like, I'm legitimately not sure why I didn't like this game very much the first time I played it. I really cannot tell you why, because, I mean, it's basically more Toukiden. And, I mean, for someone who liked Toukiden and put, like, 50, 60 hours into it, more Toukiden really shouldn't be that big of a issue. So, I'm not entirely sure why I wasn't a big fan of it, but I am really getting on with it now. Maybe it's just because I spent way too much time playing it in Japanese and I was just getting frustrated at how long it took me to figure everything out. I am way further than I was previously, by the way. Dodge, just get out of the way of that. The performance is a bit crap, the netcode might not work properly, and I mean, it's basically the Dynasty Warriors version of Monster Hunter, so people might get a little bit upset about that, but then again, as someone who finds Monster Hunter really hard to get into because it's a game where you need to do a lot of focusing, and with that comes the need to play it really seriously in order to get anywhere, but with Toukiden 2, you can just pick it up and play it, and not really have any trouble getting anywhere without needing to be too serious about it. And I do believe that that's a genre that really isn't exploited all that much. Because, you know, games that are like Monster Hunter that are just easier to play. Not really done that much at all. And I can appreciate the fact that Toukiden and Toukiden 2 by extension exist. So yeah, much better than I thought it was previously. Not entirely sure what was wrong with me when I did that, but oh well. I've learned from my mistake, and I like to think that I would recommend this. I absolutely would. Would I recommend it over Toukiden Kiwami? Well, you could probably get Toukiden Kiwami a lot cheaper, so I mean, if you can get a Toukiden Kiwami for 20 bucks, then you'll be able to play that a lot, and then you'll be able to come forth to Toukiden 2, and, you know, have more stuff and appreciate it more, and Toukiden 1 is still well worth playing as a game. Toukiden 2 doesn't really push the formula forward in that many ways. I mean, the open world and, you know, the different uses for Mitama and all that, and not having to rely on the weird weapon upgrade system that was in the first one. It's pretty basic stuff now, but, you know, it's mainly just polishing in this one in comparison to Toukiden Kiwami, which was just a polished version of Toukiden the Age of Demons. No argument from me. No argument from me in the slightest. Don't you laugh at me. You do realize you're nearly dead, right? Just put me over there so I can just beat the shit out of it. I don't really have much else to talk about, so I'm just gonna, I don't think this is enough. I will play a third level with the, I think the shield and sword will do the trick. Yeah, shield and sword will be fun. Shield and sword works really differently in comparison to, like, every other weapon, so, yeah, we'll go have fun with that. And hopefully I'll be able to stream this more as I, well, just, like, later. Like, I can stream now. It's nice being able to stream, because when you're able to stream, you can do all sorts of, things. My live streams have been getting more views than my actual videos have been lately, which is, weird. I gotta say, like, I didn't expect really long-form content like that to work, but apparently it does? I'm not gonna complain or anything, I just think it's a bit odd. So when this loads, I'll go play I'll go play that other mission that I said I was going to do, but I will go and grab a shield and sword in the process. Honestly, I have no fucking idea how to play the shield and sword. This will be as new to me as it is to you, but we'll do it anyway. I have read the description of it, which is basically when you attack with it, you get this third bar, and when this third bar has leveled up completely, you actually swip. What the fuck is swip? You swap or switch into a different mode, which basically has a bunch of different attacks all of its own. I do have a sword and shield there, but I would like to see if I can make a new one. So let's see if I can do that. That's the merchant, not the blacksmith. Yes. Alright, create a weapon, please. I want a shield and sword. I have nothing that I can make except the squire's shield and sword, which isn't really that great. But I'll make it. I'll equip it. I wonder if I can reforge it. Well, I can reforge it if I had just one more Carcinus Claw. Damn! Would have liked to have done that. That would have been cool. Would have even given me a bit of extra power boost too. That's unfortunate, but oh well. I won't waste anyone's time. I'll just hop straight into the new fight. And then Shira and the Wonderbots are over there again, but he's probably failed because of course he has. So mission. It was in the second phase. I apologize. Edax and Kayan. Not even gonna try. Notably, when you play with people online, you can actually bring their avatars into your game afterwards. It's pretty neat. I'll bring some different followers along as well, so you can see them at least in like the background or something. So there you go. This'll do nicely. Let's go fight. You should go investigate the matter in more detail. Yeah, thanks. Not like I didn't have... Not like that wasn't in the plans already. You can use the data exchange feature to trade player cards with them. You don't even need to do that. You get them as an AI partner straight away. Although, I gotta admit, like, okay, let's fight. So, we got a fat bastard here. This is like my favorite guy from Toukiden 1, just because he turns into a gigantic mouth. And then you've got this little shit guy over here. I'm gonna take him out first. Oh yeah, not using the chain and sickle anymore. The shielded sword is neat. What's my square and X button doing this? I don't know. I legitimately have no idea. Okay, well... Still. It'll be fun to learn how to use it. It really is a good looking game too. I mean, the open world is nothing to write home about because, you know, they made the game with the PlayStation 4 in mind, I reckon, so they didn't really do it in the same way they did Toukiden the Age of Demons, which was not PC, Vita exclusive at the time. But still, it looks fairly nice, and the monsters, which are the bits you'll really want to be focusing on, look great. So, hey, oh no, he didn't go invisible. He's just fucking with me. Yeah, that is basically how to describe that. He's basically fucking with me. But all right, let's get back in there and beat his shit. Of course, of course. I just get hit by a stray rock from the other guy I'm trying not to pay attention to. Because fuck me, right? I should probably just order everyone to attack. Just for now, anyway. Save a bit of time. Can you tell that I have no idea how to play with the shielded sword? I'm sure you can. But still, I'm having fun anyway. That's what matters, really. Oh, shit! Oh, man, I just came down from the sky. Oh, man, that was great. Ah, that positioning. Ow! Oh, he's right there. Hell, some weapons can even, like, parry and shit, which is pretty impressive when you think about it. Oh, did we kill him? Yay, we killed him. Alright, on to the next. Which is, like, the actual target of this fight. Since the other guy was just a... I'm sorry, I'm having a stroke. Since the other guy was just a mid-sized thing. This guy is the real danger of the fight. And I get to basically just make his foot levitate in midair while he looks on quite angry. It's great! The theme of these games is just wonderful. Like, the whole Japanese demon-style thing. It's just... I mean, I know it's Tecmo Koei, and Tecmo Koei basically do more Japanese-themed games with Japanese mythology than basically any other game developer on this green earth, but it's still just, it's really well done. That's the thing. They've done it for so long that they've gotten extremely good at it. A fantastic game for the casual fan of monster slaying. Yeah. Oh, nope, I'm just gonna go flying there. And immediately get back up, because it's great. Ooh, that looked like hurt. He just went fucking flying. Poor guy. I always feel sorry for the big fat bastards. They look like they just want something to eat. How are we doing? He's almost dead. That's good. Hopefully this video will be under an hour. Off comes the hand. It's neat just watching the AI fight, because It just looks lovely. Although they are currently inside the big fat guys. Do we even call that a chin? Okay. Now I'm gonna lay the smack down. Smack. It appears we've taken off all his parts, well, except for the horn, but looks like we won't be getting the horn. It is unfortunate, but not much you can do about it. Oh well. Apparently I got an item called Icy Mountains. How did I get that back to the base with me? Yep, return please. So yeah, Toukiden 2 is just, it takes like 2 steps forward and like 1 step back. And it still manages to be really enjoyable despite that. And I got nothing wrong with that. I got no problem with, recommending Toukiden 2. Not one. It's thoroughly enjoyable if you like this sort of game, despite the little things on the outside that might eventually get on your nerves. Frankly, I've never cared about, like, story or open worldness or anything like that in a hunting game, so, yeah. When my game loads, we will end this video, which has been, like, an hour long. God, I don't think I've done a video this long in a long time that isn't a stream, so, oh well. This has been Blue Maxima. I wish I could do the little dance emote here, that'd be great. I'll see you all next time.